Sandy Scott is here with me today, and I'm so happy and grateful for her to be here with me. She is now one of my team members for Lead Physician, which is the online coaching platform specifically for you as physicians. Okay, and thank you, Sandy, for being here. Can I see your face? You're
Can
there?
you see me now?
I think so. I would ask people online if you're watching to give us a little thumbs up so I know you guys are there before I go any further. It's anyhow, I'm pretty sure you are there, Sandy. Um, Sandy, I got her out of her comfort zone. She's not used to being on Facebook Live like I have been, but that's okay. I've seen you on camera and you're awesome on camera.
Well, we're doing a lot of new things together. And how perfect is it with physicians out there during COVID? I think everyone's in uncharted territory. So I think that's one of the things you and I have in common is to lead wholeheartedly, authentically. So how perfect. You're bringing me into some new territory today.
Yes, we all have to adapt, but the reason why I brought Sandy Scott onto my team, and I want you to know her is I think I kind of attracted her to me, or vice versa, whatever. But I found her through the social networking, and I used to make fun of my kids when they said they made friends on social media. But my goodness, now I understand that this really works. She is amazing. I think we have a lot in common. We share the same passions. She's not a physician, but she has been on this incredible journey where she, having a personal life that Sandy, you could talk about a little bit if you want. She had a son, and because of the health concerns and the major issues that she had to deal with a baby and child, and now a grown up, she's done so much with physicians that now she wants to give back. And for the past 25 years, she's been coaching, and she really made a decision 15 years ago to dedicate her time, her efforts, her career to coaching physicians only. And as such, she has coached, I believe, over 500 physicians and over 1,000 healthcare executives across the country. And she is now going to be part of the platform for Lead Physician because I want to make sure we bring the best to you and that you get the value and you really learn as a physician how to lead your life. Right, Sandy?
I love it. This is why we're working together. I love your transparency, your authenticity. I love just being real in real time. This is
Oh
awesome.
my gosh. Same,
Hmm.
same with you. So Sandy, just tell us a little bit about, I know you've worked with a lot of organizations, you work with individuals. Can you just tell us a little bit about the stories of what you found with coaching with physicians, especially with their before and afters, and what was the aha moments that they had? What do you think was so important for physicians to get some of this training?
Yeah. So if you don't mind, I'm going to jump off a little bit about why I do this work since you
Yeah,
opened that. And
sure.
I want to be transparent about it. So
No.
I will say when Zachary was born 29 years ago, he had APGAR scores of 8 and 9. I was like, I got this. I got a plan for my life. I'm going to rock and roll. Then 10 days later, he was diagnosed. And I won't go into the details, but he was diagnosed with severe cerebral palsy, seizure disorder, probably death by the age of 1. I only offer that to say that my world, to be subtle, was turned upside down, inside out, smashed to pieces. I did not have a plan for that kind of life. I offer that to say that I was granted a chance to go get trained as a coach. Quite honestly, I didn't even know what it was. I didn't care, but I just needed a lifeline. I learned some of these tools, and it actually became a framework that I applied to my own life first. It helped me get very real about what is my current scenario, not good or bad, but just telling myself the truth. What is the current scenario of my life? What are some of my desired outcomes? And I started to give voice to things I hadn't even said before about what I wanted. And then this framework helped me to redesign my own life from the inside out so I could get real about the current, real about the future, and then start building this life. I could put that framework in for Zachary. He's now 29. He's done 50 triathlons. He just lives this
Wow.
incredibly radical life.
Wow.
And so this framework is so practical about giving people a series of tools to really, like, I'm not being politically correct. I mean, get real about what is it that matters and then go there, like have someone help you cross over the finish line. So it was probably about 15 years ago when I got really curious about, now I was getting my life together, like what did I want to do? And believe me, I got this download that was like, hey, go pay it forward to the physicians. And I was like, I don't know if I was talking to God or the oak trees or myself, but I was like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not good enough. And the feeling I had was, you don't have time to be good enough. This is your commitment to give back, to pay it forward. So I started on this path of wanting to become a physician coach. I will honestly tell you, you mentioned I've coached 500 physicians. I will bet you 499 or 500 have shaped me into who I am today.
I love
So it's
that.
really a lot of reciprocity. It's a lot of walking beside each other. And this is the path I'm on to really champion physicians, especially in today's world of COVID and how much we need them to help shape the future of healthcare.
Right, right. And to help us with the whole burnout issue and help us also reshape and take control of healthcare in a way that's in alignment with our core values and how we
Right.
want to, making sure that we're delivering the quality and working with understanding the finances that we're delivering at the right cost.
Right.
Thank you
Well,
so
and
much,
it's
Sandy.
interesting you say that because I think one of the biggest things I've learned from physicians um, is just being really masterful at learning their craft, and all the science and the technical side of doing things have been so masterfully trained in that way. And a lot of them are now being thrown into roles to lead a team, lead multidisciplinary groups. And so a number of physicians have said, hey, I can diagnose this team. They suck. I can write a prescription, get it together, but they're saying that doesn't work. And so a lot of what coaching has been about is really walking people through one formula around emotional intelligence. You've probably heard this one, Elsie, is that E equals Q times A. So E is literally like the effectiveness of the change that we want to lead. So what is it that we want to be different? The Q is the quality of that. So like I can get more research. It's kind of technical stuff. So I can do research. I can do a lit review. I can talk to vendors, get all the technical pieces, and that's good. What happens though when people are wanting to lead change is there's a multiplier effect. It's times A, and that has to do with the assimilation or the acceptance by the people. So the A is going out and rounding on my team, going out and asking for input, following back up, once people gave me ideas. And what
Right.
happens is, because it's a multiplier, what a lot of physicians have noticed is if they spend 10 hours researching a vendor and putting together a project and 0 hours talking to people, 10 times 0 is a big fat, egg.
Zero.
You got
Yeah.
like 0, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
So a
Yep.
lot of the things that I've seen happening in coaching, I've learned from docs. So let me think this week. I can think of one physician who, one of the biggest things she's been learning is she thought she's been trained is to do things independently, autonomously on her own. And so through coaching, she's learned how to delegate some things in a way that inspires people, how to build teams. So rather than her doing all
Mhm.
the work, she's finding ways to develop people in ways that inspires them and supports her to really execute, implement, get work done. So just this new mindset about how to inspire and bring together teams.
Right. Without a driving coalition, there's nothing that can come out of it for sure.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's so
When
good.
I think about, I can think of another CMO. He's highly extroverted, and so he processes everything externally. And he found that when he moved into a more senior leadership role, something as simple as the power of the pause, which I have not done yet on this conversation.
That's okay. I told you we have a time limit, so you're probably
Well, I'll
like, okay,
pause
I gotta
here
get
to
this done.
say, even things like listening and pausing, some of those people skills
Yep, yep,
really support providers and physicians to step into that next iteration of how they want to serve.
right. And one thing I want to make sure that the audience knows, Sandy, is that this is not just for the person who wants to be a chief medical officer. This is not
Right.
just for the person who wants to be that senior VP or the CEO. This is for
Mm-mm.
any physician because we're all leaders.
Right.
And so tell us a little bit about what you've seen before and after having taught a lot of this, these emotional intelligence skills to physicians who are leading. How has that changed their organizations and changed themselves?
Hmm. One of the biggest things I've heard physicians talk about is there is a couple of superpower skills. One is simply asking an open-ended question and then listening. I've heard physicians say it's when they marry those two, it really allows them to shift out of operationally getting everything done independently, autonomously by themselves.
Mm,
And it allows them to really come from a place of curiosity to
yep.
ignite more capacity in the people they're working with. If it's their teammates, if they're going off shift, someone else
So
is going
good.
on shift.
Yep.
So
Yep.
even like ways to reframe huddles about, hey, what matters today?
Right.
Or how can I support you this afternoon? So really the power of asking a question that begins with what or how, and ready for this, has 7 words or less. It's counterintuitive, but it's like almost getting preschool like to ask a really short question and then listen.
Yep.
Like just
I love
stop and
that.
listen.
Yep.
And that can do so much to support a physician wherever they are in the organization to just get centered, be present, and work with one another in a way that's more healing and more whole.
Right. And getting people to feel like they're being heard and being part of a belonging in a team
That's
and
good.
wanting to
That's good.
work for the better good for the of everyone.
That's
So
good.
it's
I like
awesome.
that.
Thank you, Sandy. I'm so grateful that to have met you and that you're going to be part of it. I think if you guys are interested in joining Lead Physician, this is the time now. If there's an inkling in you, you're here for a reason. There's a
Mm.
part of you that wants to join because you feel like you need those leadership skills. Without a doubt, I know you're going to love this. So I ask you just to even try. Remember,
Mm.
I'm giving a trial of 2 to 3 weeks, depending on exactly when the first and second modules ends. And I'll be clear with that. But you'll have a trial period to say, okay, you know what, this is not for me, and I would like to get my refund. So I want you to know that you could be brave, knowing that it's just to try it out. And then when you see I think most people, when they go through the trial, they absolutely just love it and they don't want to stop. So just give that present to yourself.
Mm.
What would you say, Sandy, about, as people who are on the fence? Because physicians, we have a hard time trusting, I think. I mean, I was like that, so I know. What would you say to physicians that are kind of hesitant about getting coaching?
Mm.
And
I
this will be the last
say,
question before the real last question.
yeah. I would say think of it as a gift. Think of it literally as a box with a bow on it. Think of it as a gift that you get to open yourself. You get to try it on in a way that you want.
So good.
You get to take the parts you love, throw away the rest of the stuff. This is like your agenda, your life. This is like what's that song, like The Wind Beneath Your Wings?
Oh
Like, I'm
yeah,
not even kidding. This is
yeah.
literally like a powerful assist that you get to take what you like, throw the rest away, and
So
begin
good.
designing the next chapter of your life.
So good. You're right. Thank you. I love that. I love that. So, Sandy, this is going to be the last question I have for you. I just want you to give a little pearl, maybe one leadership pearl that you think can make a difference in a physician's life, both at home and at work. What would you say that is? And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but that's my question to you.
Okay, this is not a sexy one, though I will tell you one that is incredibly powerful. And it's actually the art of listening. And an acronym that it's supported me is WAIT, WAIT. So it's to ask
Okay.
myself, why am I talking? And I'll take it up a notch. And that is this: I've noticed in my own life, if there's any relationship where people don't seem to be opening up or talking, I'm talking like family now, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably because they're not feeling heard. Some of the
Mm,
most incredible things we can gift to our family and the people we work with is to let go of fixing, helping, solving, and trust that being present and listening is really impactful.
Wow. That's really good. I think, why don't you go and you guys, when you listen to this, I want you to go and practice. Go practice what you're hearing here. That's what we're going to get you going on every aspect of your life by applying. You learn, you apply. You learn and you apply. The best coaching programs are where you're going to be able to take concepts and apply it to your life and just, watch things change. It becomes a habit. When you make things like when you change your habits, because we're so used to living in this way, but now we're looking, to the sides. And that's when you're going to make a huge change in your life and a big, big leap. Would you agree, Sandy?
Definitely. I love it. Love the way you said that.
Yeah. So thank you so much for this really quick Facebook Live. Hopefully I can end this appropriately and we're not going to keep having conversations after this is over. Sandy, I'll give you a call. I'm just going to end this completely here.
That sounds
Okay?
great. Happy Friday.
All right. Same to you. Take care, everybody. Please inquire. All right. I want you to join. Goodbye.